This my history classes is meant for history students all over the world. Hi, welcome to Comprehensive History, and in the course of our classes, we'll be covering various aspects of history. And basically, this my history classes is meant for history students all over the world. And our target is Nigerian history students, so that we're able to have a concise idea what history is all about. We'll be covering various aspects of history, which includes European history, African history. We'll also cover international relations. We'll cover areas like the United Nations and its organizations. We'll also talk about Nigerian history, for example, the Biafran War, Nigeria's independence. Then furthermore, we'll also go to other areas of history like sources of history, which comprises of anthropology, archaeology, linguistics, and the rest. Then we'll try to explain what is history all about, what are the components of history, what is the origin of history. Of course, we all know history is a chronological study of what? Of past events. So we are studying the past, and for people do say, why do we study the past? If you don't study the past, how do you try to predict the future? History as a science helps us to predict and gain knowledge analysis about future events. Arab-Israeli War of 1948, which manifested in 2023, has happened before due to the Zionism movement. So we'll cover various areas of history. Let's take, for example, we'll talk about areas like West African history. Then we'll talk about basically the slaves and the trade relationships between Africa and the Western world. Then we'll talk about the Africanization of African history, whereby Africa never had their own history. The Europeans were the ones who were writing more of our history for us. But as a result of the introduction of Africa's own perspective of history, we had our own different perspective of what history is all about. So our history class will cover the holistic view of what history is all about. We'll talk about the history of the Middle East. We'll talk about the history of the Chinese, the ancient civilization. How did the world emerge? How did the world start? Then we'll talk about the history of great personalities in the world. We'll talk about Leonardo da Vinci. We'll talk about Napoleon Bonaparte. We'll talk about Adolf Hitler, people who terrorized the world with their system of government. We'll talk about the French Revolution, which took place in 1789, and the rest. We'll talk about voyages of discovery. And what is voyages of discovery? That was how the world was discovered. For example, the first people that discovered America, which are known as Amerigo Vespucci, understand? They're the first people to discover the Americas. Then we'll talk about how did Africa come about? What is the origin of Africa? How did Africa emanate? These are some of the issues that will be discussed in the course of our classes. Then we'll also talk about diplomacy. Diplomacy is a course and a field on its own in history. If you are very well enlightened, talk about diplomatic immunities. We talk about ambassadors who represent their countries in international bodies and the rest. Then furthermore, we will also talk about international relations, which include the relationship between and among nations in the international system. So my history classes basically will cover a whole lot of view. You can send me your questions and I will discuss on topics that you send to me. This is just an introduction of what we are going to be doing in course of our classes. We'll touch basically every aspect of history that you're supposed to learn about. We'll bring history to your doorsteps for you to understand the basics of what history is all about. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and God bless you.